Hello everyone, it's Bonita from Pennies to Dollars today, and in this video we are going to talk about energy costs and how to save on your utilities with some easy, simple tricks. The first one that I would like to talk about today is your freezer, and I just did a video on things that you can freeze, but your freezer actually works more efficiently the fuller that it is. And if you don't believe me, if you've ever known anyone that lived in the country, and I do, if the power goes out, and it does sometimes for a while, your freezer will last a few days if it is full and everything is frozen. So that tells you right there that it is not working as hard if it has a lot of frozen things already in it. So that is my first tip. My second tip is to wash all of your clothes on cold water. There really isn't any reason that we have to use warm or we have to use hot. We use it sometimes because we think we're supposed to, but it really does save on your hot water heater, keeping that water hot all of the time if you wash as many of your clothes as you can on cold. And along that lines, check your hot water temperature on your thermostat, on your hot water heater. I'm a licensed nursing home administrator, and we keep our water temperatures in the nursing homes at 120 or less for the residential side. And the reason being is if you have your water at 120 or more and you just hold your hand under the faucet and don't move it, it will actually burn you eventually. But if it's under 120, it won't burn you. Now, if you like to have your bath water hotter than that, that's fine. And the recommended temperature to sanitize your dishes is around 140. But anything more than 140 is just extra energy that you are burning that you do not need to be using. So check your hot water heater temperature and see if you can turn that down a little bit. Also, don't run any laundry or dishwashers unless you have a full load. I know sometimes we'll sort out colors and we'll be, oh, I just have a small load of whites, so I'm going to go ahead and wash the whites. But if you will actually wait until you have a full load, that will save you energy. I realize that they have all of these new washing machines that adjust the water temperature, but along that lines, you still are using the same amount of energy to run the electricity. So you are still running electricity for a small load as you are for a large load. So you might as well make sure that it is a full load when you're doing it. And if it is wintertime in your area or cold in your region and you don't have small children, if you're cooking with the toaster oven or you're cooking with the oven, just leave it popped open a little bit when you're done and let that heat escape. You've already paid for that heat. You might as well just let that escape into your house. If you have small children, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's just my husband and I now, and we do that whenever we're done cooking. We just pop those open and let that heat escape. And I happen to move my office into the coldest room in the house, evidently. So one of my recommendations today is if you go around and feel around your windows and see if any of them are leaking air. I actually had one leaking air in here today. So I pulled out my handy dandy sponge window seal and I put some of that in there, and it is already so much warmer. So just go around your windows and just feel to see if you have any cold air coming into your house, and then use that to seal up your windows, and it makes a world of difference. I do want to tell you also that if you will pull out your refrigerator every so often, maybe once a month, maybe once every 6 months at the very most, and check the back of the coils. If you have a big fluffy animal like we do, you're going to get all kinds of fluff and dust, and even if you don't have a fluffy animal, you'll get more if you have a fluffy animal, but you'll get all kinds of fuzz and dust, and it gets in those coils, and it keeps your refrigerator from working as efficiently, and eventually it can actually ruin your refrigerator where you have to get a new one. It is surprising how much of that gets caught up in those coils just without you even moving it away from the wall. It just gets trapped back in there. And make sure that it's away from the wall a little bit so that it has room to breathe. Those coils need room to breathe. They can't be clear up against the wall. That makes it work harder to try to cool your refrigerator. And I talked about using fabric softener sheets and discontinuing those and switching to wool balls, which I have that link on my page. One fun tip this morning is keep your dryer doors shut, because I almost had to spend more money because our cat tried to steal my wool dryer ball out of my dryer. I heard him clanking around and I went in there and I was like, why is he in the dryer? And he was trying to steal my wool ball. So if you keep that door shut, you won't have to replace those either. So I hope these tips were helpful to you today. I really appreciate you watching. And if you will like and subscribe, it really does help get my videos out there. And I appreciate so much having you here today. And you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video with more tips.